Enzo Maccarinelli is the fighter who refused to be counted out and now stands on the brink of one of British boxing's greatest ever comebacks. After struggling to beat Shane McPhilbin and then losing in 2 rounds against Ovill Mackenzie back in 2012, even those close to Enzo begged the Swansea Warrior to retire. The former WBO World Cruiserweight Champion refused to throw in the towel, and big hitting wins last year, including revenge over Mackenzie, launched him back into the big time. On Saturday night here in Rostock, he challenges local hero Jürgen Braehmer for the WBA light heavyweight crown. Earlier this week, Big Mac took time out for BoxNation, and I asked what it would feel like to join Britain's exclusive two-weight world champions club.
Honestly, Steve, I haven't really thought about it. It's just all about regaining a world title for me, and it's been a long road. It's been a hard road, and I finally got the chance. And Saturday night is we haven't got long to wait now.
2012 was a poor year for you. You fought Shane McPhilbin, Ovill Mackenzie, laboured against Shane, lost to Ovill. At that time, people were telling you to retire. What did you think?
To be honest, I think that was the point in my life where I nearly did retire. I had a lot on my mind. I lost my dad back in January. The day of the McPhilbin fight, I found out my youngest son got diagnosed autistic. Just my head was up my backside, shall we say, and I should have listened to my wife. She told me not to take a year off and stay away from the ring, but like I'm gonna listen to her, so I just carried on doing what I was doing. And like you said, I was awful in some of the fights.
Did you understand when people who were close to you were asking you to retire?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I was thinking about myself. If I knew to do something else, I probably would have done something else. But it was just, like I said, I had a lot on my mind. I had a lot of things going on, and there's no excuses. I made the decision to go through with them fights, and just in a bad place. And the worst one for me was the McPhilbin fight. That when he caught me in the first round and I went down, I was okay. I was on my knee, and I was listening to the ref count, and he got to about 6, and I remember thinking, nah, I'm just going to stay here. I've had enough. I'm going to literally quit and give up. And you know me for a long time. That the word quit in my vocabulary. So that was a low point for me. And obviously, then he went to the Mackenzie stoppage and the drugs ban, and just everything else went on that year. That was, well, a horrendous year for me.
I mean, a lot of people have spoken about the drugs ban. What were the circumstances around that when you got the back suspension?
I took a sports supplement, which was advertising a sports fight magazine. I can't name the magazine for legal reasons. It was designed for athletes. On the magazine it said it was designed for athletes. On the tub of the box it said it was designed for athletes. So obviously I had a quick look at the ingredients. The actual ingredient, which was methylhexamine, I think it was called, that wasn't labelled on the ingredient box. It was under something else, geranium tree oil, a herb oil, and I took that, and luckily enough, I only took it for a couple of days. Didn't agree with me. I got the shakes off it, so I was lucky I stopped it, because if I'd have taken it anywhere near fight night, it would have been such a high reading. It was obviously shown that I would have used it for something, but I think it was such a low reading, and I had all the documentation to prove why I took it and how much I took. And the one thing, Frank Warren and his team always believed in me that it was a genuine mistake, and I think most people did.
Yeah, I mean, that's because you've got such a good reputation, isn't it, in the sport?
Yeah, I never cheat. I look after amateur boys, and yes, you are controlling what's going in your own body. It was my fault, but like I said, I was lucky enough. I had all the documentation, all the backup to prove everything that I said.
And how's your son Romeo now?
He's brilliant. He's come on leaps and bounds. We were told he would never talk, and he was. And it's a big spectrum, and we were told he was underneath the line of the middle, but now he's above the line. He's in mainstream school, he's talking, I come home from the gym, he shouts, "Daddy, you're home," and "Daddy, you're a boxer," and just little things like that just keep me going.
And last year, of course, you've been happy. You had 3 fantastic wins last year. That's put you bang in world title contention again.
Yeah, it was. It was. I think it was the Mackenzie fight. Obviously, was the one where I think he was on a bit of a run, and people were raving about him, and especially what happened in the first fight, and everyone thought I was finished. And the second fight, we had a plan to jab and move, and box, and use my advantages, and use what I got. But I remember speaking to him 4 or 5 weeks before Gary. He said, "Look, Gary, that style don't suit me." I said, "I'll take it to him," and I wanted to beat him. I wanted to beat him in a way that no one thought I could beat him, and not just yourself, but it was other journalists. They never in their right mind thought I'd be able to take it to him and keep going for each round.
And what did Gary Lockett say to you? I think it was the end of the 7th or 8th round. He seemed to say something, and you come out and timed on the Iron Man performance of the last 3 rounds of the fight before you stopped him.
He just said, I was doing so well up until the 5th round. He said he'd taken the foot on the gas, he'd taken the foot off the gas, and I think he mentioned my dad about how he'd be looking down, chastising me, from up there, and so it just kick-started me again, and just jumped off a stool, and there we go.
You then went up to Liverpool, Courtney Fry's adopted hometown, and it was another fantastic performance, wasn't it, to stop Courtney in 7 rounds?
Yeah, it was I think I had another fight 3 weeks' notice, like Courtney himself, and he take my hat off to the man. He proved a tricky customer, and he took some tremendous punches.
And then, of course, this opportunity came. When it came, was it about money, or was it just this chance for you?
It was the chance. It was, I remember reading something on Twitter. I think Team Sauerland put out a tweet saying that Jürgen Braehmer will be fighting April the 5th, opponent to be announced soon. So I think I went on Twitter. I sort of threw my name in the hat. I basically said, "Look, I'm free that day. Have passport, will travel." And from that, then Andy Ealing and Frank Warren got in touch with the Sauerlands, and I think it came about that way.
And I'm taking it isn't the biggest payday you've had out there.
To be honest, I couldn't tell you what I'm having exactly. They told me once. It's not about money for me. It's I've come out here, to his hometown where he's boxed. I think he boxed his whole career in Germany. So technically I'm up against it, but I love it.
What do you think of Jürgen Braehmer? He's a very solid operator, isn't he, at the world level?
He's very good. I hear people saying this is the easiest one for me to have. Stylistically, it's not. Stylistically, he could be a nightmare. But it's the only chance I got offered. So that's the one I'm taking. And like you said, he's a solid professional. Does the basics very well. He's if you watch his first pro fight, I don't think he's changed much, his style-wise, to now. He's up tall, he uses the jab, and he's very good at what he does.
And of course, he was a top amateur as well. I think he's knocked out Ricky Hatton and beat Carl Froch.
Yes, a long time ago that one, Steve, and different weights as well.
And you look at his opponents, Tony Avaland, Marcos Oliveira. Do you think you're a couple of levels above them?
I believe so. I believe if you look at his record, I don't think he's really boxed anyone who can actually bring what I can bring, and I think he's very good at what he does when given time, when given space, and I think a lot of the boys he's boxed have come over here not believing that they're going to win, or have come over knowing they're not going to win. I've come over here to win. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. It's going to be very hard, but I'm coming up here to give it everything I got. And I've been written off so many times in the past, and this Saturday night, this could be it for me. Either way, this is what I want, and I'm going to give it everything I got.
And being out here in Germany, how much does it help that you've had experience of fighting abroad before, when, shall we say, you've been in there as the away fighter? For example, when you went to Russia and won the European Cruiserweight title. Yeah,
it was. It doesn't bother me. It's I've known from a young age that the crowd outside can't help you, and Russia was surreal. I went out there, and Alexander Kotlebey, he's supposed to be in this, he's supposed to be in that, and I went out there, and I told everyone at the press conference I'd knock him out in a round, and they all laughed, and I said, "Look, promise you, I'll knock him out in a round." And I remember going to the ring, and I didn't get booed, but I didn't get clapped. It was just complete silence. I never experienced nothing like that in my life, and he come out, he come to finish me, and I cracked him, and you know, first round he was.
I know you've won world titles, you had a world title before. How good a moment was that though in your career, winning a European title in Russia?
It was great. It was. I'm a big Rocky fan, and so I was going over to Russia and winning the title. It was brilliant.
And of course, Saturday night, you know, one person missing from your life now is your dad.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be looking down on you, won't he, Saturday night? And what would he be thinking?
Oh, I don't know. If you're allowed to swear up there, I'm sure he will be. But you know, he's obviously. That is the one, but I think Monday morning when I get home, you know, if everything goes well, I'll be straight up our cemetery to show him the belt.
And of course, let's give us a prediction for Saturday night.
I'm not going to say knockout, nothing like that. I'm just going to give it everything I got, and I do believe I'm going to win on Saturday night.
So Enzo has spoken and is ready to challenge for Jürgen Braehmer's World Light Heavyweight title. Saturday night here at the Stadthalle, the talking stops and we find out if Enzo can become a two-weight world champion and complete his own remarkable boxing comeback.